Try and see if it is coming. You enter. Okay. Mm. Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Easy Price Travel Channel. Self-care, health, and wellness. Welcome. Buonasera, Feo. Welcome to our program. Sophia TB, hello, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Mr. Davison, you're welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us this evening. Please excuse me, just 1 minute. Hello? Hello? Hello, good evening, sir. Yes, good evening, sir. No, sir. Yeah. Why? Why, sir? You are you are paying another test. Okay. The one you did before, what happened? Okay. When did you do the first test? Yeah. I mean the first one you did, which day did you do it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, oh, because the flight did not move yesterday. Yeah, but I told you on time that the flight was cancelled. I told you was it on Sunday, and then you've done your COVID test already. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. That one has expired. Oh, oh, oh. I'm very sorry about that. Very sorry about that. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Later. Bye. Bye. Welcome, everybody. We'll be starting very soon. We just need to wait a little bit. Okay. All right. So we're just trying to wait a little bit so that more people who are trying to connect, they can connect fully, and we'll start our discussion for today very soon. Because what we are going to discuss today is very, very important. It's very, very important. Okay. Yeah, we are going to discuss some things also in Italian because we just received a request. Somebody is asking for Italian version. So we'll explain little in English and little in Italian. Okay. So let's still wait for like 5 minutes more, and then we'll see those who are joining us. Hello, sir. Yes, good evening, sir. Yes, first you have to subscribe. Yeah, you just need to subscribe and then you follow the yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. We are still waiting for people. We've not started. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome. We'll give you a warm welcome to our live chat today. You're all welcome. Yes, I'm sorry that we are wasting little time because we want as many people as can connect today so that the information can spread. The reason is that we receive so many calls these days. We receive so many calls about this topic, about these changes. And sometimes, believe me, it is not easy at all. It is not easy to always be on the phone answering questions. So try to wait for people to join. You're welcome, everyone who just joined us now. Welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's give 5 more minutes to the benefit of those who are still on their way coming. Mr. Daniel, you're welcome. Welcome to our program. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. We can see you. We can see you. We have good informations this evening. These informations can be useful to you immediately. It can also be useful to you in the future. You can use it to help also those who are in need. So it's a very important meeting. Yes, yes. By 6:15 Italian time, we'll commence, we'll enter into our discussion. Yeah, we'll start very soon. We'll start very soon. Please, just a minute. Please give me 1 minute. Let me switch off this. Okay, I'm back. Oh, Mrs. Comfort, you're welcome. Hi, we can see you. Welcome, Mrs. Comfort. Good to have you in our program this evening. Please feel free to type your comments, to type your questions as we are explaining. If you have any doubts, if you have any question in mind, please feel free to type your question. We can read it. We can read the questions and then we can answer that question. And it is very important that we ask questions because this will help even those who are following us to learn also from what they are hearing. The more questions we ask, the better for every one of us. And the more we learn about traveling. You see, these days to travel is not easy. Aside the fact that we need to spend money, there is also the time. We've invested our time in traveling. We'll make our schedules, we'll make plans for it. But it will be very unfortunate that when we get to the airport, things will not work out the way we plan it. We just received some calls, and people at the airport, they're telling us that they get to the airport, they are being delayed because of one thing or the other. So all of this is as a result of not getting the rightful information before traveling. So we need to know what we need to do when laws change. When we see some laws that are changing, we need to know how to follow these laws. Okay, we have 2 more minutes. Please start preparing your questions. Start preparing your questions. If you know it's difficult for you to type on it, to type your questions. If you have our contact, our WhatsApp number, just just voice your question or your thoughts in our WhatsApp. We'll see it and for sure we'll reply you on this chat. Yeah. Mrs. Linda, welcome. Welcome, Mrs. Linda. We can see you. You're welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Mrs. Linda. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Welcome, everyone. So it's 6:15 Italian time, 5:15 UK time. So we need to start and we need to discuss about what we need to do. First of all, we all know that when we are traveling, we need to run the test. Because of the pandemic, we need to run this test to be able to travel because this was a requirement by so many countries, if not all the countries. And we were on the updates. We've been like trying to update our passengers, our clients, and we noticed that before it was requested that we run the test of 72 hours prior to your departure. 72 hours prior to your departure, we need to run the tests, right? Yes. But sadly, that has changed for those who are entering Italy. Well, as you well know, Italy has classified the countries in the world into different grades, different categories. We have the A, we have the B, we have the C, we have the D, we have the E, and we have the F groups. These are the different groups that Italy has divided the countries in the world. Now, before traveling, you need to know which group you belong to, or the country where you are traveling from. You need to know which group that country belongs. Let's take, for example, if I'm traveling from Nigeria, for instance, which group does Nigeria belong to that Italy has given? Because if you don't know that group, it will be difficult for you to know what is required of you before traveling. After knowing the group that you belong to, like for instance, in Nigeria happens to be in group E. In group E, that is where Nigeria falls into. So now, the law issued by Italian government, this law started yesterday on the 19th of April. And the law says that anyone who is in the group of C, D, and E, C, D, and E must run a test of the pandemic, must run a test, or the test, you know that it must be a molecular test, which is the molecular test, the SARS-2, or the antigenic test. So these two tests can be done sometimes at the airport. Mostly the antigenic test is done at the airport most times. Well, this test must have a result, should have a result of not more than 48 hours. So I repeat that again. Before it was 72 hours. But now, for you to enter Italy from these groups, Group C, Group D, and Group E, if you don't know the countries that are in these groups, don't worry, we'll still let you know as we proceed in this chart, in this live chat. So the request now is that you must run a test that is not above 48 hours. So within 48 hours, you need to get your result. Where is the challenge here? Well, the challenge is in when you are moving from countries that falls into this group, like for instance, Nigeria, and you are moving on Monday. So try your best that when you are planning your trip, it shouldn't fall like on Mondays. Why? Because on Monday, that means you have to run your test either Saturday or Sunday. But if you run your test Saturday and they give you the result that same Saturday, this might be a little bit difficult. Please, guys, excuse me just 1 minute. Let's hear who is on the phone. Hello, caller. Is it Price Travel Agent? Good evening. Oh, come, Mama. Come, Mama. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Mama. We are online, Mama. We are on live chat, Mama. So we are explaining some things. Yeah, if you can join, or after the chat, I'll give you a call, please. Thank you, ma. If you have time, just join so that you follow also the information. Yes, ma. Okay, ma. All right, ma. Thank you, ma. Bye, ma. Sorry, guys. Sorry for that. We're still working, so calls will always come and disturb sometimes. Well, let's go back to where we stopped. That it requires 48 hours, right? Yes, 48 hours is what is required that we should do our tests. Okay, that is the PCR or the antigenic. So if you are traveling on Monday, like we were saying, to do the test becomes a little bit hard. Why? Because you have to run your test on Saturday. But sadly, most labs, they don't work on Saturdays. So what happens? It happens that later it has to be something that we get to the airport and they will not allow you to travel. Or you have to run your test again at the airport. So by so doing, you have to spend another money to run the test at the airport. So the reason why we encourage you not to put it on, not to put your not to schedule your flight on Mondays, is for you not to go to the airport and spend more. Okay. Okay. There is a question from Mrs. Fair. Yes. Oh, Mrs. Fair asked a nice question. If someone cannot do the molecular, that is the nose and the mouth test, is it because of the health issue? Can the person do the blood one? There is also another type. Well, it depends on the doctor. Mostly that one does not, when it is out, it does not come out on time. So this is also the challenge again. If you are coming from outside the country to Italy and you have that type, it becomes a little bit difficult, okay? Because before the result is out, the test has expired. The test has expired before the result is out. The serological test is good, but sometimes some countries do not accept it. Some countries sometimes do not accept it, apart from the fact that the result is not out on time, but some countries do not accept it. I will also explain this in Italian now for the benefit of those who speak Italian language. Sì, il serologico va bene solo se è accettato dal paese dove stiamo andando, oppure dalla compagnia aerea che dobbiamo usare. Oltre che il risultato non esce prima, non esce in tempo, a volte dura 2 o 3 giorni. Adesso che l'Italia sta richiedendo 48 ore, magari sarà un po' difficile per chi deve rientrare in paese. Quindi il consiglio è fare quello antigenico oppure fare tampone molecolare, cioè quello nasale. È vero, è un po' fastidioso, è un po' difficile, ma se quello che è il risultato, cioè il test è quello. Però se dobbiamo viaggiare, dobbiamo prima capire qual è quello che va bene per il nostro paese oppure il paese dove stiamo andando, oppure quello che la compagnia aerea vuole. A volte c'è anche il transito, c'è uno scalo. Il paese dove farò lo scalo, quale richiedono? Quindi tutto questo è quello che dobbiamo sapere. Sì, puoi pagare per farlo uscire prima, però dobbiamo sempre capire se il paese dove stiamo andando lo accetta, oppure dove faremo lo scalo lo accetta. Per esempio, se io sto andando, non so, in Marocco, per esempio, e devo fare scalo in Amsterdam, anche se faccio i test, anche se faccio il PCR molecolare, tampone, quando arrivo in aeroporto, la compagnia aerea di Amsterdam mi chiede di rifare quello antigenico. Quindi se pago, comunque devo fare quello. Dobbiamo prima capire il paese dove sto andando cosa richiede. Grazie per la domanda, Fe. So we'll just try to explain about the question that someone asked here was if we can do the serological test, because that one is through the blood and it's not painful. As you all know, the molecular test, which through the nose, that is a bit painful and not everybody can stand it. But before you travel, you need to know the type of test that the country where you are going requires. And also, if you are transiting in any of the country, you need to know the type of test that that country where you will transit or what the airline requires. So everything is being put together for us to know what the airline needs or what the country where we are going needs for us to travel. Okay, thank you very much for that. So back to our explanation of the 48 hours when you are coming to Italy. Well, being that it's something new, the law started just yesterday, many people will fall prey to this law. When they will get to the airport, they will be disappointed. You understand? So that is the reason why we need to let people know. So if we've gotten this information today, we need to let people know that this is the law that has gone in effect starting from 19th of this month. Aside that, aside having the test of 48 hours, you need to also know that we need to quarantine for 10 days. There is a quarantine for 10 days that you need to run before when you get to Italy. So the quarantine is mainly for those in the group D and the group E. So you see, the more you go down, the more it becomes severe for those travelers from these countries. So aside that, you need to also fill a form online. Now you can fill a form online where you are going to declare where you are coming from, where you are going to, where you've transited, the countries you've visited. So you need to update or you need to fill this form online and then print it out and have a copy in your hand. So that is about Italy change on traveling to Italy. What about if you're traveling out of Italy? Well, if you are traveling out of Italy, you need to also know what the country where you are going to, what it requires, like we've explained before. For instance, if you're going to Nigeria, for instance, Nigeria requires that you run a test of 96 hours. 96 hours test if you are going to Nigeria. If you are going to Ghana, you need to run a test of 72 hours. But if you get to Ghana, you need to run another test at the airport, which is what you pay for before you depart. But why that of Nigeria, you need to run the test 7 days after you arrive Nigeria. So now let's also talk about Spain. Assuming you're going to Spain, maybe some of us will say, okay, I'm not going to Spain now. But there might be somebody who you know that will be going to Spain. What do you need to do? Do you need the test? Yes, you need to also run the test when you are going to Spain. Aside running the test, you need to also fill the so-called passenger locators form. That passenger locator form, you can find it in the website of Spain. So if you just type on your research link, you type spth.gob.es, spth.gob.es. So that is the place where you will find the form that you will fill before you enter Spain. Else, they will not let you depart from any airport that you are moving from. Okay. Okay. Somebody asked a question. Let me see. I'm coming. All right. Okay. The person asked, Mrs. Comfort asked, please, where does Ghana fall in the group? Well, Ghana fall in the group of same as Nigeria, the group E. That is where Ghana also falls into. So the same rules is applied to that of Ghana. And sadly, someone just called me from the airport right now, as soon as we begin this chat. And the person told me that he got to the airport, he did a test on Saturday. He did a test on Saturday. He was supposed to move yesterday. Unfortunately, the flight was cancelled on Sunday. So now he got to the airport today, and what happens? They cannot allow him to move, to travel. So he needs to run another test right there at the airport, spending extra money. So in this case, although it's not the passenger's fault, because the airline canceled his flight on Sunday, he was supposed to move on Monday, and he did a test on Saturday, and he was not current with the information we are giving now. So he got to the airport and he became stranded there. Now, supposing he was not having any money with him, this would have been really, really difficult or disastrous, because aside the fact they will not let you travel, what about your ticket? Then you have to buy another ticket or pay for the ticket to extend the date. So we see that it's something very important, both for Ghanaian. Most of the African countries falls in that group E. Okay. So, oh, Mr. Sam, welcome, sir. Welcome. Good to have you here. Welcome. So the question is from Mr. Sam, what if I'm transiting in Ethiopia or UK? Wow, nice question. Nice question. Well, if you are transiting in Ethiopia, you need to know how long you are staying in Ethiopia. Well, Ethiopia requires that you run the test same 72 hours. So if you are transiting Ethiopia, you need 72 hours transit or test. And when you get to Ethiopia, you present your test, you show them your test of 72 hours. They will let you for sure board. But if you are transiting in UK, now the whole thing changes, because aside filling the passenger locator form in UK, you need to also present the test of 72 hours, the PCR. We stress that fact again, the PCR, because some people go to the lab and they do the rapid test. The rapid test is not accepted, especially when you are traveling out of the country. So you need to do the PCR or the antigenic test. If you are doing the antigenic test, I encourage you to do it right there at the airport, few hours before your departure. Okay, what is required for Group E? What is required? Yes. Okay, I think we said it before, but let's repeat that again. What the Group E, what they need to present when they get to the airport. Okay, I'm coming. My points are here. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we talk about the Group E. They need to present the test of this test of 48 hours. Aside that, they need to they need to do quarantine for 10 days. They need to quarantine themselves for 10 days, and they need to fill the form. They need to fill the form in the Italian website. So they need to fill the form. They need the test, and they need to quarantine themselves when they arrive in Italy. So we are concentrating, or we are focusing more on Italy as an example, and also because most of our listeners, they live in Italy, and the questions we receive more are mostly from Italy. So we need to continue to update what we know. We need to continue to update what we know. And when you get to Italy, you need to also know that you need to fill a certificate where you declare your movement within the Italian territory. So there are two forms. One is the one you use in entering Italy, which you can fill online. And then the second one is the one you fill when you get to the airport to demonstrate your movement within Italian territory. Okay, so now let's touch also on those who are going to France. If I am transiting in France, what do I need to do? Well, the first thing is still the test. That is the first thing. So France also requires the PCR test. The PCR test that France required is the one of 72 hours. 72 hours is the one France requires that you should apply for. And we need to know that in France also, there is a curfew. There is a curfew in France of 6 to 6, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. There is a curfew in France. So if you are caught, if you violate that rule, there is a fine of about 135 euro. So we need to watch out also for that. Now let's also talk about Morocco. As we know, Morocco is really protecting its citizens, protecting the spread of COVID-19, of protecting their country. So because of that, please hold on a minute. I think I have a caller. So because of that, that is the reason why Morocco has stopped flying into most of the European countries. So they also require you do the test, the PCR test of 72 hours before you can enter into Morocco. But from Europe, you can't enter Morocco for now, at least not with Moroccan airline. Or you can use other airlines if if the transit is in the place among the countries that is being required to enter into Morocco. All right, so let's also briefly talk about Canada. Canada, entering into Canada. Well, we know that Canada is one of the countries that has also, restrict people from entering their country. Hello, please, can I call you back? We are on a direct live chat. Okay, sir. All right, sir. So, as we know, Canada says that if you don't have anything doing, stay in your house. So, before you go to Canada, what do you need to do? From on the 26th of this month, many laws will also change. Many laws will change. So, we need to update what we know now on the 26th. So that means on before 26, we'll try to understand what will be the next update. And after the 26, we'll post what we've also seen from the new law. But for Canada, before traveling to Canada now, you need to plan your quarantine. First of all, plan your quarantine. Why is that? Because you're going to quarantine in a hotel, not in the address where you are going, but you need to quarantine yourself in a hotel. And that quarantine can last for 3 nights as soon as you arrive in Canada. And aside that, you need to pay for your test, your PCR molecular test that you will do within 72 hours. So you need to run the test, and when you get to Canada, after 3 days of quarantining yourself in a hotel, you need to also run another test again. Aside that, you need also to fill in the arrival can. Arrival can is similar to the passenger locator form. So there you need to declare where you're coming from, the country you visited, the reason why you're coming to Canada, where you are going to stay in Canada, and all of these informations. So if you know that you don't know how to fill it, or you don't know where to go to fill it, don't worry. The most important thing, keep apace with our charts. Follow our videos, because we're going to be displaying or putting in this channel how to fill these forms. So these are the things that we also need to know when you are traveling to Canada. Oh, sorry, somebody just updated me that the test kit of Canada is given to you after 10 days. So that means that your quarantine in at the hotel can be extended after 3 days. So the kit for the test will be given to you after 10 days of your arrival. After 10 days of your arrival. And the hotel, you need to book the hotel before you arrive Canada. You need to book it and pay for it before you will be allowed to travel. So we'll see how serious all of these are to us. So once again, I just want to briefly stress the fact that we need to always arrive at the airport on time, because all of this requires that we have enough time. We need to have enough time when we are at the airport. So this is not the time again to say that, wow, I missed my flight because of this, because of that. No, we need to go to the airport on time. Okay, so somebody asked the question about the groups that we mentioned before. Somebody asked which group Ghana and Nigeria is, but let me just give you some of the list of the groups. Okay, Group A in Italy, among the countries that Italy has divided or grouped, we see that Group A, we have the Vatican City and San Marino. So these are the only two countries in that Group A. So these two places, they don't have limits, as in no restriction. They can they can enter Italy or go anywhere within the Italian territory without any restrictions. And then we have the B. The B, we have countries like Austria, Belgium, Croatia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Israel. We have Holland, we have UK, that's Britain. We have Czech Republic, we have Romania. Basically, most of the European countries fall in the category C, which is also the same requirement of category B. What do they require them to do? Because these countries, they are less risk. They have less risk when it comes to the European Union. So these places, what do they require of them? Well, also these places, they require them to present a test of 48 hours, a test of 48 hours before they can also transit or enter in these places. And they need to also give a stay in quarantine for 14 days. 14 days. Wow, Mrs. Comfort, nice question. Nice question. If we are transiting in Istanbul, and we know that most of our flights traveling from Italy, most people like Turkish Airlines, so they transit there. Well, the 72 hours. If I am going to Africa, to any of these, like Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, anywhere in Africa, then I can use the 72 hours test result, even though I'm transiting in Istanbul. But when I'm coming back, I can't use that, because the airline it is true that they have to put into consideration the transit country, but at the same time, the first law they put into consideration is your final country, your final destination. That is the most important one. So in this case, the Turkish Airlines need to follow the rules given by the Italian government, which is 48 hours if you are coming from any of the African country, which is the group E. So in this case, you are required to run when going to Africa or moving out of Italy. It depends on the hours of test the country, your final destination requires. If it requires 48 hours, then you need to give 48 hours test. If it requires 72 hours, you need to give 72 hours test. But when you're coming back, for sure, you're coming to Italy, then you need to give a test of 48 hours. So that is the test that is being required. This is, in fact, thank you, Mrs. Fair. If we have to do another test in Turkey, in case we are transiting in Turkey, do we need to do another test that will be valid to come to Italy? Well, it depends on your transit hours. If your transit in Istanbul has to overlap to the next day, in that case, you need to run your test from the country of departure, or a day to, or the same day you are leaving. A day to, or the same day you are leaving. Now, most of the tests, they can give you the result, especially the PCR, they can give you the result in 24 hours in most places all over the world, most places. But if you do the test a day to and it is not valid before you arrive to your destination, in that case, go to the airport, because the test can also be done at the airport. Most airports, they have the lab at the airport where they can run the test for you. Probably they can't do the PCR test, but they can do the antigenic test. So if you get to the airport, you pay at the airport, they can run the antigenic test for you, which will cover your trip, even though you are going to sleep over in your transit country. So it's something we need to cope with. We need to cope with it. We need to cope with it. Like some people that they get to the airport and they tell them that the test has expired. In that case, they need to run another quick test at the airport there. So if you know that you calculated your time well and it falls into the hours being required, then do the test. But if you know it doesn't fall into it, ask first, find out if the test can be done at the airport. If it is done there, right there at the airport, I encourage you to go straight to the airport and run the test there at the airport. So that means that you need to be at the airport much more before your departure time, like 5 or 6 hours before your departure time, so that you can have enough time to run the test before coming. Now, let's also talk about, okay, somebody wants us to talk about, yeah, in fact, that's what we're just going to talk about. We want us to talk about the cancellation of flights. Yes, I beg all the travelers, before you travel, before you depart, don't wait till that day that you are departing. a day to or 2 days to, call your agent or call your airline and ask if your flight will still move. Why is that? Because of lately, there is always schedule change, there is always time change, there is always cancellation. So you might arrange your luggages, run your tests, and then you get to the airport, your flight is cancelled. So you need to follow up. You need to follow up. Somebody was telling me this morning that, wow, traveling these days is stressful. Yes, it is stressful. And we know that. We know that. That is why the state encourage you that if you know you don't have anything to do where you are going to, you are just traveling for fun, don't move because it is stressful. In as much we are still in this period of the pandemic, it will continue to be stressful. So always check your ticket. Always check your ticket. If the time of your traveling is still stand, if the time has changed or not. If not, you might be disappointed. Yeah. We hope so, Mrs. Fair. We hope that this whole thing stop as soon as possible. Everybody are tired. Everybody are tired. People want to travel. I know how many people call every day to ask. They want to go to an island. They want to go here. They want to go there. But there are restrictions. We just hope that everything ends as soon as possible so that we'll be able to move freely once again. Yes, we just hope that. We hope that as well. Yeah, thank you for your question. Thank you for your questions and what you've asked about. Sorry that I'm reading more to see if there are questions that we've not answered for in our chat. Actually, people prepared a lot of questions, and you see the questions are almost the same thing. The same, the in this period, everybody are concerned about the same thing. The same thing is what everybody are concerned of. So it's good that we are all here and we are listening to the explanation. Tomorrow we'll post. Tomorrow is on on Thursday. On Thursday, we will post how to fill the passenger locator form to UK. So we'll post that, how to fill it. We'll explain, like we explained in the video, of how to fill the PTC, the Permit to Travel Certificate of Nigeria. So on Thursday, we are going to post how to fill the passenger locator form to UK. It's okay. If Mrs. Fair just asked a nice question, come categoria, ti faccio una qualcosa. Like in F, well, the tourism we know now is suffering. Tourism is not as before. The most things that the pandemic hits more is the transport, the movement, and this has to do with tourism. Well, what are we doing about it? We're just praying that the whole thing dies down gradually and rapidly, because it's affecting us. It's affecting us. It's affecting all that are involved in tourism, all that are involved in movement. It's affecting really everybody. Yeah. What can we do? We are here just to cope and follow the the rules. The rules. We have to follow the rules. We can't do otherwise. But we have to follow the rules that they are imposing on everybody. Yeah. Yeah, the tourist category is really, really falling now, but we can see that very soon it will also come up again, will start rising again because of the vaccine that is also going fast to everybody now, spreading really wide, spreading fast to everybody. So we hope very soon the vaccine contains or spread to everyone, be given to everyone, and those who want to take it, though it's a personal choice. But we hope that very soon this will also help this pandemic period. Oh, yes, Mr. Sam, thank you very much. This is what we've not really given attention to. Because if you are going from Italy to Africa, they require you to translate it into English. After doing your test, you need to translate it to English before you are allowed to travel. But if you are coming from Africa, do you need to translate it to Italian? No, you don't need to translate it to Italian. You can leave it in English, because at the checkpoint in Nigeria, you present it in English. When you get to Italy, they can read it, but it is not required that you translate it in Italian, at least not for now. Who knows, maybe in the future, they might request this to be translated to Italian language. But for now, it is not required that we translate it to, to Italian. If there is, then we'll still let you know on time if we should translate it in Italian. Thank you very much, Mr. Stan, for that question. We hope that this will really help most of our travelers. It will help them as well. If you are going to Africa, remember that your test should not be only in Italian, but it should be in English. Well, anywhere you are going from Italy, your test should be in English. If you are coming to Italy, your test can also be in English, or it should be in English, depending on where you are moving from. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, I'm reading more questions from my Facebook. Mm. Okay, although this is the question someone just asked is not part of our topic about kilos, about our kilos. Well, these are the same thing that we keep talking about because sometimes we do forget. It's true. Well, if we can rewatch the videos again, and then we'll get more answers that we've talked about before. But it is good that we still ask them if we have doubt to it about your kilos. Well, if your kilos, if you carried excess weight, your kilos are over these days, please try to cut it to the exact kilo being required. Because when you get to the airport with these forms that you have to fill, with these tests that you have to run, and now your kilos is also over or excess, it becomes challenging. It becomes really, really challenging. I don't know if you can follow up everything at the airport. Okay. Oh, Mrs. Sarah, you're welcome to our program. Good to have you in our program. Welcome. We hope that you benefit from this program as well. Okay. So now let's also talk about those who are coming from UK to Italy. If you are using some airlines, well, like we know, the most famous one airline is the Ryanair within Europe. And if you're using Ryanair, for instance, to come to Italy, for instance, okay, yeah, the new update we're talking about is the update of the one Italy just put in place when you are coming into Italy. You should run the test not more than 48 hours. Your test should not be more than 48 hours. So let's see if you're coming from UK to Europe, what are the things you require? Well, aside filling the form to enter Italy, you need to run your PCR test. So now, again, who need this PCR test? Anybody above 6 years. From 6 years on upward, you must run your PCR test before you can enter the territory of Italy. So wherever you're coming from, you need to do it. You need to do it so that, and that test should not be more than 48 hours. And this is challenging because I know in the UK, most of the lab, they give you your results some after 2 days. But you need to look for a lab that can give you your results the next day. If possible, if you are traveling tomorrow, you should do your test today in order for the test to be that 48 hours that you have that the Italian government requests you to have. And aside that, you need to also isolate yourself. You need to isolate yourself for 10 days when you get to Italy. So it's very important we note this. 48 hours, please remember. Remember. If you know you can't remember, write it somewhere. Write it down because we don't want our passengers, our customers to go to the airport and they get that surprise that they cannot travel. Okay. Okay, let me see. Mrs. Sarah, yes. Yes, if you get to Italy, you need to isolate yourself for 10 days. This is the requirement. You need to isolate yourself for 10 days. And you need to know which group the country where you are coming from falls into. Because Italy has given different groups or different categories of all the countries. For instance, we said Nigeria, Ghana, they fall into the group of Group E. And then UK, for instance, UK falls into the Group C, where it is required 48 hours test, 48-hour test, and 5 days. Sorry, not 10 days. 5 days of self-isolation. So you need to stay for self-isolation for 5 days. Sorry, not quarantine. Self-isolation for 5 days, not 10 days. I'm sorry for that misquote. While those in Group D and in Group E, they need to self-isolate themselves for 10 days. So these are the differences. Those in the Group C, isolation for 5 days with a 48 hours test. Those in Group D and Group E, they will have isolation for 10 days and 48 hours test. Thank you very much, Mrs. Sarah, for that nice question. Very important that we keep it in mind. Well, I think we've answered almost all the questions that we had from our customers, our friends, and now we'll leave the chat open for those who want to come in for new questions. If you have new questions, please feel free to ask your questions, and we are here to give the answer. We'll leave the chat room open, even though we've answered the questions that most people have asked today. Okay, Mrs. Sarah wrote, so if I get to Italy, do I need to isolate myself? Yes, yes, you need to isolate yourself for 5 days if you are coming from UK. But if you are coming from any Africa country, which falls in the group D and group E, then you need to isolate yourself for 10 days. So these are the differences of self-isolation that we have. 5 days for those in group C and 10 days for those in group D and in group E. Okay. Let's wait for more questions. See. Okay, somebody asked me, this is an interesting question. Somebody asked me and says, can I travel with the ETC back to Italy? Can we travel with the ETC, which is the emergency traveling certificate, to Italy? Because when you are going to Africa, you can use that certificate to travel to Africa. Well, first, what we need to understand is that the ETC, the emergency traveling certificate, is issued by your home country. Take, for instance, if I am a Ghanaian and I live in Italy and I need an emergency traveling certificate because I've got an emergency and I need to travel, I have to go to the Ghana embassy that will give me a certificate that I must travel. And this most times do happen when my passport has expired or when I don't have a passport. But when I'm coming back from Africa or from outside Italian territory and I need an emergency traveling certificate, that emergency travel certificate should be issued by Italian or by the Italian embassy. But if I'm not a citizen of Italy, then the Italian government will not issue me an emergency traveling certificate because I am not a citizen. So, can I use an emergency traveling certificate to come to Italy? The answer is no. I cannot use emergency travel certificate to come to Italy when I am not an Italian. But if I am an Italian and I find myself in another country and my passport has expired, I can request for an emergency travel certificate or a document that proves that I must return back to my homeland, in this case, back to Italy, with the ETC or because of an emergency. So if I find myself outside the country, outside Italian territory, or any country where I used to live before or where I am living, and my document expires in another country, what should I do? I need to go to the Italian or the embassy of that country of my resident and ask for a visa. So they can issue a visa that will help you to travel back to the country. We just received another question. The question is, now that I have received the vaccine, do I still need to put on my face mask and follow the rules and maintain social distance? Well, yes, yes. Somebody asked if we've received the vaccine, do you still need the face mask? Do you still need it? Well, from what we have been told by the doctors, by the WHO, World Health Organization, is that we still need to protect ourselves even though we have received the vaccine. We need to still wear the face mask. You still need to keep the social distance, especially when you are traveling. In this case, especially when you are traveling, you need to keep that social distancing. Very important. Very important. Yes, so you need the face mask when you are traveling, anywhere you're going, even though you have received the vaccine. Okay. Another question says, does the vaccine replaces the or does the vaccine replace the test? Does the vaccine replace the test? What do you think? In our last chat, we talked about this. Who wants to type the answer to us? Let's see. Let's see if anybody can type the answer to us now. Does the vaccine replace the test? Let's see. Let's see who followed the last live chat. Don't worry, very soon we'll start to do the further. You can win something if you are able to answer some of these questions. Do you think the vaccine can replace the test? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, Mr. Davison. Yes, it's no. It's a no. The vaccine does not replace the test that we need to do when we are traveling. So we still need to run the test, even though we still have the vaccine. At least for now. For now, there might be updates. For sure, there will be updates very soon. All these things will be updated. So we need to be at pace. If we are at pace with the current news, with what is going on, so we'll know actually what we need to do before traveling. Okay, somebody asked another question. Can If we can still travel to UK now that with the Brexit, can we still travel to UK and get our NI? Well, for all the European citizens, it is still open that for you to go to UK and get registered with your NIN number. If you still want to stay in the UK, it is still possible that you go. And this has a deadline till on the 30th of June. 30th of June is the last day for those who have not or who want to enter to the UK to go. So you can still move to the UK as before till on the 30th of June. From 30th of June, for sure there will be updates, new laws, and we don't know what will be the law then, but we'll for sure update everyone about the recent or the current law of that time. But for now, it is still possible. It is still possible to travel to UK just as before. You can still travel there. But what about if you are not a European citizen? Well, if you are not a European citizen, then you should apply for a visa. In case you want to visit UK or you want to go to UK, you should apply for a visa. The visa is not too difficult to get if you meet up with all the requirements being set out by the British government. But if you have a member of the European Union or any of your family member or relation is a citizen in Italy, in France, wherever in within the Europe, then you can apply for a family visa, which is called the EEA visa. That with that you can travel to UK if it is granted to you, obviously. And there are also requirements that you need to provide before you can travel or before they can give you such a visa. Just like the tourist visa, just like the student visa, the EEA visa, which is the family European family visa, that also has its own requirement of the things you need. If you want to know these things, you can come to our office. If you want to know these things, you can call us and then we'll give you the details of what you need. With time, we're still going to publish a video about what are the documents or what are the requirements of the things you need. So before then, continue to stay on this channel, continue to follow us whenever we have live videos like this. Continue to watch our videos because it gives you information that you need, not just you, but anybody around you. It gives the information that they need to travel. Okay, if we have more questions, we are ready to take them. Okay, just a little information for the Brazilians who are traveling to France. We know that before now there was a ban on it due to the pandemic, that those coming from Brazil cannot enter in the France territory. But that ban ended yesterday. Yesterday is on the 19th, so the ban ended yesterday. Mr. Felix, good evening, sir. Welcome, sir. We welcome you to our program. So we've discussed a lot today. For those who are just coming in, thank you very much, Mr. Felix. We welcome you so much. Thank you for joining us. Next time, we're going to discuss, we'll discuss about residence permit. We'll discuss about how to get the citizenship in Italy. So we'll discuss basically these two things. Very, very interesting. We'll see what we'll need to do or what we'll need to have before we can apply for them. So with time, we'll be discussing one after the other, depending on the request, depending on how much questions we have for a particular topic. If you have questions, bring it up, bring it up. Mr. Patrick, welcome, sir. Welcome. Good to have you with us. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. So, how's everything, sir? Good to have you here. Yeah, thank you so much for liking, for putting the thumb up. We appreciate, we really appreciate, sir. So, if there's anything you want to know, please just write it up We can repeat it again, no problem. You can still repeat anything you want to know. Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick. I will return it. For sure. Thank you very much for yours. Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Nice one. All right. Let me see if we have more questions. Please excuse me just 1 minute. Let me quickly conclude something here. Okay. Please, guys, bring up the comment, bring up the questions if you have them. Bring them up, bring them up. Whatever you want to know about traveling, bring all your questions so we can discuss them here together. Thank you all. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions. This has really be educative to us this evening. We've really seen how useful it is to have something like this, because this really gives us the timely information that we need, especially this time. More questions? If you have questions, bring it up. Bring it up because very soon we'll also call it a day for today. So feel free to ask your questions. Please excuse me, let me take this call. Hello? Hello? Hello, good evening, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, fine, thank you, ma'am. Are you? Yes, ma'am. Okay. About what again? Sorry. Oh, the changes. For the changes. Oh, sorry, ma'am. Sorry, yeah, I remember now. For the changes. Yeah. You said that we should change it to May. Mm, yeah, 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 yeah. Mm, yes. Yeah. 22nd May. Okay, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem. Everything is no problem. Everything will be okay. We'll do it. We'll change it to that date. No problem. Yeah. Assistant is we've booked for assistant. Mm, yeah. Mhm. But what you should do, please, ma, is to let her know that she need to run a test. Yes. But now that test has changed now. It's no more 72 hours, but it's now 48 hours. Okay, all right. All right. So, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah, mm-hmm, yeah, mm-hmm, yeah. Now, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah, yeah. That is in fact the what I want you to understand, that the test should be 48 hours. So if she's moving on Saturday now, She's moving, sorry, was it on Saturday? Saturday. Yeah, then if she can do the test on Friday, that would be awesome. So that she can get the result on Saturday morning. Being the fact that the flight is Saturday evening. So that she can get the result Saturday morning. Mhm. Mhm. Uh, Hospital, yeah. Yeah. The most important thing is that they run a PCR test. You understand? That is what is required, a PCR test. So, there. Mhm. CR, yes, or a molecular test, which is the same thing. You understand? So that is the test that she needs to do. Anywhere she can go anywhere to do it. The most important thing is that it's a PCR test. That's the most important thing, not the rapid one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. So that they will send out the results. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, this is mhm. Yeah, this is what we have been explaining since on a live chat. You understand? So that is why it is important that you subscribe, and if you can, you follow these chats we are having. You understand? Because with the chat, you can learn more things, especially now that the law is changing. Different rules, different laws every day. Mhm. So please try and subscribe and just follow through so that this will also reduce our talking on phones much. You understand? Mm. Yeah, yeah. So you need. Mhm, mhm. No, you have to subscribe. It's live. You understand? It's live. Yeah, this one is no recording. The ones that you were watching are the ones that we've recorded, but this one is live. Yeah. You'll be watching it live. So that your questions that you just asked now, they are very vital, very important questions. Other people can also learn from that questions. You understand? Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Person. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 That one is not a big deal. Mm-hmm. All right, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll send it to you as soon as maybe tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. English, but she can't read Italian language. Okay. You understand? She yeah. Kills. That's why I'm asking if it's English is good for her. Okay, we'll put it's for her personally also. Mm-hmm. We'll do it in English, no problem. Please, no thank problem. You. All right, okay. You want me to call you to remind Tomorrow. Yeah, I've sent the request already. So maybe tomorrow you just call me to send you the ticket. Okay, but please control the date, please. No problem, no problem. 22nd stroke 23rd. Yeah, yeah. Of May, nothing for anymore. No, no problem, no problem. Everything has been resolved. Okay, thank you so much. All right, ma'am. So okay. I'll call you because normally before 3 o'clock, I come. Okay. Is anything from 3 o'clock? All right, no problem. Because that's when I finish work. Okay. If I finish 3, then my phone, I can use my phone. Before then, I can't use my phone. All right, no problem. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, ma'am. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. You too, ma'am. Okay, bye. Sorry, friends. Sorry, guys, for that interruption. And I think we don't have many, and most we are satisfied with the questions we've asked and answered. So prepare your questions for next one. Prepare your questions for next live chat so that we'll also enjoy it as we did today. Thank you once again. Thank you everybody for joining us. Please remember to, if you've not done so, to put a thumb up and like, comment on the videos, share the videos, subscribe, and encourage those who are also who wants this information to watch the videos so that they will follow the information and get the information they need. Tell them to subscribe to our channel so that they will also be following us in this live video. Thank you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for this participation. Remember, this is Easy Price Travel Channel. We appreciate your participation. We wish to see you next time. We hope to see you again. Please, today, stay safe and have a good evening. Bye, everyone. Bye.